second day of, what is this, September? October? Second day of October, 2024. If you'll all please stand and repeat the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Apparently we're having so much fun, I forgot what month it was. Yes. We'll start out with item number 1, which is approval of minutes. Commissioners, we have 2 sets of minutes. The first one is from August 2020, or 21st, 2024. Do we have any corrections or in this one?
I don't see anything.
I didn't see any either. I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes from the August 21st, 2024 meeting.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. The next set of minutes that we have is from the September 18th, 2024 meeting. Are there any corrections there?
I had no corrections either.
I don't either. I'll make a motion we approve the minutes from September 18th, 2024.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Again, thank you for all the hard work that both of you put in, especially Lori, but Seth, for your review on those. There's a lot of work that goes into that, so thank you. Item number 2, Employee of the Month. We'll turn the time over to Kelly.
Kellie Payne.
Kellie Payne.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. It says, please state your full name. So I'm excited. Our October Employee of the Month goes to Alyssa Roulette. So Alyssa actually started as a seasonal employee for our weed and abatement department back in 2019. And then she came back again in 2020. And, then she left us for a minute and then came back and started with the recreation department in 2023 and has been a great asset out there. So I'm going to invite Alex, who actually nominated her, to come up and read that, and then we'll give her little award. Alyssa, you can come too. I mean, this is for you.
Okay, good afternoon, commissioners. I'd just like to take a moment and celebrate Alyssa. Alyssa is our office manager, and she does a great job receiving all of the calls and emails and making sure that everything is taken care of in a timely manner. She's passionate about serving the community and ensuring everyone's needs are met. Alyssa has constantly gone above and beyond in her role. For example, starting last summer and this summer, she could see that our rentals needed some extra attention, and she took the initiative to work on them and learn all she could about them. Again, to ensure that the community that rented anything from us had an enjoyable experience and that she was prepared to answer any questions. She worked hard on organizing our inventory and educating herself, and she made sure she was teaching all of us along the way. I'm very thankful for her dedication and willingness to learn new things in order to better our department. And Alyssa is one of the funniest people I have ever met in my life. She always keeps our department laughing, and she is a great employee, great coworker. She's always willing to help out and lend a hand, and I'm so thankful for you. So congratulations. Thanks.
You don't have to.
I don't want to, but I'll just say thank you. I really appreciate it. And honestly, I wouldn't know as much as I do if I didn't have the team I had behind me and like everyone behind me. So thank you, and I appreciate y'all.
Congratulations and thank you for all that you do. Item number 3 is the Super Service Award. We'll turn that over to Tina Grange.
Okay, I think this is going to be a surprise for someone in the room, so I will just start off with the nomination, and I'll save her name for the very end. So she is friendly and fun to be around. She goes above and beyond and helps customers both inside and outside of the store. She also is always willing to help and does so with a positive and friendly demeanor. She provides recommendations of things to do for people while they are visiting Helper, which makes her a great ambassador for our area. I would love for her to be recognized for the great customer service she provides at Helper's RNA Market. So our October Super Service Award goes to Felicia Otero with RNA Market. That was her boss's idea, was to keep it a secret. And then she got her here. She's actually supposed to be at work. Aren't you supposed to be at work?
Yeah.
She got somebody to cover her shift. So
You gotta come to this. I'm like, what?
congratulations. Here's a certificate and some
you.
gift cards to spend at local eateries.
Thank
And if
you.
you'd like to say something, you can. And if not, just turn and look at Brittany.
No, I don't want to. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks, Cindy, for always being such a great boss. I enjoy working for her. She's the best. I don't like pictures.
Well, thank you for being such a great ambassador. Thank you. Item number 4 on the agenda is a ratification of a contract between the Governor's Office of Economic Opportunity and Carbon County for the Rural County Grant. Commissioner Jensen, you sit on that board. Do you want to explain what this is?
Yes, the governor's office 3 years ago offered to take part of the money that was being used to incentivize new growth and business expansion. That was handled on a state level, and the efforts of the counties really in asking them to turn that money over to the counties to allow them to make decisions about where the money goes. That was approved, and so this is the I believe the 4th year that we've received some money, and it's a $200,000 grant that's given to the county as we apply for it, and that money then is turned over to the Community Economic Development Board, which consists of 5 members that make decisions about where that money should be spent, and they take applications from local businesses that are looking to expand. The board asks for a fair amount of information from these businesses and tries to weigh the benefit to the community by the expenditure of those funds. A business that applies for money would have to match whatever grant is given to them. For example, if it's $10,000, the business has to spend $10,000 of their own money as well. And this has been a positive thing. The expansion of local businesses over the last few years have added over 100 local jobs that were not available prior to this money being available. So we've received another round of money, and we just need to enter into this agreement. It's already been signed, so it's a ratification of that agreement.
Thank you for that explanation.
And I'd like to say too that it's nice to see that the state is kind of thinking differently. It's kind of a leap forward and kind of a change in how they've done things. They don't try to do it the same way. They try to make it a little easier for the counties to get this assistance. So,
Yeah, I think prior there were a few grants that were given to businesses in Carbon County. They were few and far between, and now we're able to make sure that that money stays here.
I think it's made a significant impact with the businesses that have applied and are using the money, so I think it's a great thing. I'll entertain a motion to ratify.
I'll make a motion that we ratify the contract between the Governor's Office of Economic Opportunity and Carbon County for the Rural County Grant.
I'll second
We
that.
have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you. Item number 5, consideration of possible approval of resolution number 2024-03 supporting the Utah versus United States legal action, United States Supreme Court docket number 220160. Just a little bit of history on this, and then I think it would be appropriate to read in. It's not a very long letter here, or resolution. I'll read that in. the majority of the land in Utah, as well as many other western states, is owned by the federal government, either in BLM, forest, military lands, and different things like that. So this lawsuit is requesting that the United States relieve any land that is not currently already have a title to it, already designated as something. So like as a national monument, a wilderness, a forest, this would be BLM lands that do not have a something already titled to it. Anything else before I read this in?
Maybe this is a lawsuit that the state of Utah has filed against the federal government, and we're just a party to it.
Correct. We would sign on to their amicus brief and in support of their action. Supporting Utah versus United States legal action, United States Supreme Court docket number 220160. Whereas after decades of legal analysis and attempts to seek relief through other means, the state of Utah filed a landmark public lands lawsuit on August 20th, 2024, asking the U.S. Supreme Court to address whether the federal government can constitutionally hold unappropriated lands within a state indefinitely. Whereas the scope of Utah's lawsuit applies only to federally held land that is unappropriated, meaning the United States simply holds the land without any designated purpose. Whereas the scope of Utah's lawsuit does not include appropriated public land designated as national parks, national monuments, wilderness areas, national forests, tribal lands, or military properties. Whereas although Utah's lawsuit is specific to the 18.5 million acres of unappropriated land within Utah administered by the United States Bureau of Land Management, or BLM, it is imperative that the court answer the vital legal questions in this case as they inherently apply to all of the 245 million acres of unappropriated land administered by the BLM in 11 western states, Alaska and the Dakotas, and a few eastern states as well. And then I guess I could read that too. Now therefore be it resolved, and there's a blank spot for each of the counties to sign. Carbon County in the state of Utah hereby supports Utah's legal action as a co-signer of the amicus brief to be filed at the U.S. Supreme Court by the American Lands Council, and authorizes payment. We haven't authorized any payment towards the legal cost and advocacy in favor of the same. I think this is a good thing. I think it's also important to note that if this were to go through and Utah were to own the lands, they have no intention on selling the lands because that's been one of the arguments, that they would just sell it off to private landowners and then we would have no more public lands. Utah wants to continue to have public lands and manage those as public lands. And I personally think this is a good thing, and it allows us to control our destiny a little better when it comes to permitting for different actions, whether it be drilling or harvesting of logs and forestry type activities on the BLM land. Any other thoughts or questions?
I would like to add to, I like this and I support it fully. When I first got into office, we had a meeting with the BLM, and we had a gentleman out of Illinois, out of Chicago, that he came and basically was saying how beautiful Utah was and how nice it was, and we have to keep it to his perspective of what Utah should be. So somebody from outside the state could dictate how they wanted Utah to live in Utah. And I'm a little bit of a smart aleck sometimes, but I told that guy then I think that's fair and we could move forward with this agreement. How about I come to Chicago and tell you what buildings to take down, because I have a vision of Chicago and how it should look. For some reason, he didn't like that, but he felt entitled enough where he could come and tell us how to live in Utah. So I think this is wise. I think it's time that we push back and just say, you know, Utah wants to preserve this land as best as we can, and as we see fit, not how somebody back east in an office or a cubicle decides it should look.
I think another important thing to note is it would relieve the state of Utah from having, like with Bears Ears or Staircase, Escalante National Monument, those monuments being placed on Utah that lock up millions of acres and restrict the use, whether it be OHV for recreational use, hiking, biking, all hunting, all of those recreational opportunities become restricted when these national monuments get imposed on the lands that we've been using forever since we became a state. It's becoming more and more restrictive. The federal regulations are becoming more and more restrictive. They close down more roads every year that we use for not just recreation, but also for cattle operations and different things like that. So I think this is a well thought out process.
I agree. If you're ready for a motion,
I'm ready.
Sure.
I'll make the motion that we approve the resolution 2024-03 supporting Utah versus the United States legal action, United States Supreme Court docket number 220160.
And I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Thank you. Item number 6, consideration and possible approval of a request for 2025 funding support for Southeastern Redevelopment Agency, also known as SERDA.
So Commissioners, this is the annual agreement request that we have with previously the Association of Local Governments, now with SERDA. And this is a request that, a dues request that they have for Carbon, Emery, Grand, and San Juan counties. This is broken out on the form as you see below here. There's not been a change in it. This is just an ongoing assessment. It's for the services that they provide and the assistance they provide here locally within the county.
I'd just add that the services they provide are critical for helping us and also all the cities. They do a lot of legwork for things that are required for grant applications and just some general things that we don't have staff in the cities nor on the county level to handle, and they're set up to really assist us. And each of the rural areas have a group like this that's called the Association of Local Governments, and our group here covers Carbon, Emery, Grand, and San Juan counties. So I'm in favor of it.
Same here. They've done a phenomenal job, and they've been a big part in making the airport maintenance hangar project move forward. So,
Yeah. I'll go ahead and make a motion then that we approve the request for the 2025 funding support of the Southeastern Redevelopment Agency.
I'll second that.
we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Item number 7 is adjourn as the Carbon County Board of Commissioners and convene as the Carbon County Board of Equalization.
I'll make the motion that we adjourn as Carbon County Board of Commissioners and convene as the Carbon County Board of Equalization.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. We are now the Board of Equalization. Before us, we have item number 8 on our agenda, and we'll take these in, again, 3 batches. The first batch, we have 218 218 parcels that have been stipulated, meaning that the landowner has met with either the elected assessor or our contracted assessor, and then the other one, vice versa, they review each other's work, and if they both agree to the work that's been done and the stipulation, then that's what's in this list is either corrections in value on those parcels. Anything else to add?
No.
No.
I'll make
No.
the motion. I'll make the motion that we approve the 218 parcels noted in the first portion of our list today.
And I will second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The next section is similar to the first in that there has been a stipulation agreed upon and approved by both assessors. However, it was just a large enough landowner. They actually have 33 parcels. We wanted to break it out and so it could stand alone as its own work. Do we have any questions or anything else to add there?
I don't. I'll if there's no other comment, I'll go ahead and make a motion that we approve these 33 other stipulated properties.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And then the last set that we have to look at tonight, there are 6 parcels that have been, a stipulation has been offered. However, after review by Kevin, there is a new value, a stipulated value that he is recommending that we use in place of the stipulated value that was agreed to by Assessor Bishop. And each of the 6 of these parcels have a value tied to those that's recommended by Kevin. And so what we would need is to reach back out to those landowners and see if they're okay using the new stipulated values. If not, they have an opportunity to appeal to the state.
I have no question on those.
I have none either.
I'll go ahead and make a motion that we approve the corrected and stipulated values that Kevin has put forth here.
Do we need to go through those one by one with the value?
You want to put dollar amounts to it, or?
I think it would be good.
Okay. I will amend that motion to include the following parcels and values. First parcel is 02-2134-0001 for $7,050. Parcel number 2, 02-2134-0000 for the amount of $15,340. Parcel number 3 is parcel 1C-0530-0000 for the amount of $74,730. Parcel number 4 is 02-1685-0022 for an amount of $37,730. Parcel number 5 is 01-2624-0007 in the amount of $107,855. And the last one, the 6th one, is parcel 1C-0227-0000 in the amount of $57,881.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.
I'll make a motion that we adjourn as the Carbon County Board of Equalization and convene as the Carbon County Board of Commissioners.
Could I make one comment before we go to that? We currently, as of today, we have 1,037 parcels that have asked for value adjustments. And as of today, we have 521 of those that have been approved as stipulated, so that leaves 516, which is a little less than half that have not been finalized. The folks will continue to work on those, and adjustments will be made, but we are not taking applications any longer. The deadline passed a couple of weeks ago, so those of you who haven't heard yet, we'll get to you. Anything to add, Seth, or anybody?
No, I might just say that the State Tax Commission has instructed us to still take applications, but there's very high likelihood that it would be rejected. The application would be rejected due to being past the deadline. There are some very small instances in state code where we are to accept a late appeal, and because of that, they ask us to take all late appeals or late applications, and then we have the discretion to deny any and all of them. But like I said, there is some small situations where we would be required by state code to still accept a late appeal.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn as the Board of Equalization.
I'll make the motion that we adjourn as the Board of Equalization and convene as Carbon County Board of Commissioners.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion to adjourn.
We are adjourned. Thank you.